everyone, welcome to SYCMU. I was asked to give a van tour and I would be more than happy to. I actually refrained from cleaning my van too much. I've tidied up a little bit, but I decided that I'm just kind of going to show you exactly what I live in because I think that's fair. So I've been living in this van since, how long? June, July. I moved into the van in July, I believe. I'm going to show you all the odds, ins, and outs, the terrifying and the awesome. Here we go. All right, we're going to start with the front of my van. If you notice, there is no passenger seat because I think it's stupid. Wasted space and I ride solo. So, when I took the seat out, though, it left these bolts that stick up that it attaches to. So what I had to do was put this planter base down and this rug to kind of keep myself from stepping or tripping on them, keep them from being a hazard. You can tell I've got one of these little rugs to kind of help keep the dirt condensed off of everything that I have. You can tell that I hang my clothes up on a hook that's suspended from my visor, which happens to be pretty good. Just because they're damp and I don't like to get my clothes soak and wet and then keep them until I have to do laundry, I try to hang dry them a little bit and try to use them the next day if they're not too soaking wet. My coffee pot, which is amazing, keeps my condensation down a bit and it heats water like that. It's amazing. I've got my cooler here. I don't have any dry ice in it. I don't have a need to have cold stuff recently, so I've shoved my kitchen stuff in here. It's just the basics, some canned food, some tuna fish, soup. I've got a mini crock pot here, and I've got my quesadilla maker, my muffin maker. I've got my skillet, and then I've got a single burner. Yeah, I love this. This cooler is amazing. And then over here, we've got my backpack of coats. We've got my dirty laundry here. My clean laundry is in this suitcase, my vintage suitcase. Some bowls here, some cleaning supplies, emergency bathroom pot, which is amazing because sometimes it's just snowing, cold, and gross. I've got a guitar here, which I've been practicing more recently. My reading nook behind my driver's seat that's sitting on the bench that has all of my bedding and things that I don't use in it. My book bin, an art bin, my little heater. And here's my bed and my pup dog. Here's my saddle. You can tell that there's not a whole lot of insulation going on back there. Let's see. Electronics. Girly stuff, like lotions and hairspray, brushes. And then this is some more art stuff, more filing kind of things, important stuff. My dog bowl. And under the bed, there is storage under here. But this was not designed to be light, sadly. This was a really quick build, so I can lift these boards up, but they are so heavy that it's impractical anymore. There's my garbage. And my electrical. Here we go. Here's a good topic. So, I am paying for power where I'm parked, and it's just the one extension cord. I have my heated blanket, I have my heater, and then I have the extension cord because it doesn't run quite all the way to the coffee pot. Because I don't want it back here where I can't roll any windows down, And, I could pop these, but it's kind of my bed area. I plan to put my bed this way when I rebuild it. So I will have ultimately more space, floor space here. You can see I've got wood flooring. I didn't put a seal or anything to keep them together. So while I've been walking on them, they've kind of separated. But I got the flooring for super cheap, so it doesn't really bother me. And the flooring goes throughout the whole van up until that point. This is where I cut it off, because when I put it in, I originally still had the passenger seat. This is my cabinet. There's some healthy foods in here. A lot of carbs, though. Some everyday stuff I just kind of use next to my bed. I read a lot. See, you can see my $1 rock stars. They're for sale right now at Grocery Outlet. It's amazing. It gets really cold down there, so I just let them be there, or I put them on top of my van. Yeah. So that's pretty much it.
Hello, little girl. Hello, what are you doing? Oh, hello. There's just a little dog.
Hi. I really like my curtain setup. They're held up by magnets. The sunglasses. I keep these here. Oh, my favorite. I made these. So I love spoon rings, but like I was having a hard time getting a hold of like forks and stuff. So I just bought one at the Dollar Tree and I bent it in half like that. So my lights, which part of my electrical, they are Christmas lights, okay, I know. And they're not necessarily the safest thing in the world, but I don't use them all the time. But the clicky lights that I was going with was not cutting it. I got so tired of buying batteries that this is just kind of what happened. So there you have it. You just got a tour of my van. I know it's kind of ghetto and it's totally country. I stay seasonally, so there are certain things that I would like to highlight that makes my van life different than town van life, okay? Rule number 1, never, ever, 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 under any circumstance, block your driver's seat. Ever. Okay, it's just not safe. If you need to skedaddle and get out of Dodge, that seat needs to be clear and your keys need to be close. I actually hang mine on the lock of the sliding door because it's close to the door. It's like on my way out. It's my little key ring. But even when I was in town at the casino, I still kept my keys out of sight of the windows, but still able to grab right off the top before I jumped in my passenger seat. You just don't know. Taser's nice to have relatively close to you, because if somebody makes it into the van for any reason, you need your self-defense with you within arm's reach. Okay, I have pepper spray also. Awesome. Another thing is I'm not moving a lot, so I got like stuff about that can slide around, and it's just, I move seasonally, so I kind of have like little knickknacks and stuff. I like rocks. I love rocks. Rocks. I love. So yeah, my situation is a lot different than a lot of van life people, and the reason that I moved into the van is for opportunity, regardless of where it lies. I didn't want the living situation to be a problem. Every time I had an opportunity, I couldn't afford to move. So, this was how I solved that problem. It's not exactly like I had wished it would have been. It's not like everybody else's van life, but it is my van life. And I am definitely learning things. That's for sure. I do love when I am mobile and I can drive around all the time. But I like to save my money through the winter and the time that I'm not traveling. I like to save up my money, have a good time, visit people that I love. You know, I like to take my time. I also am getting caught up with bills, stuff like that. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I really hope you liked my video. Have an amazing week, you guys. I'll see you next week.